And tonight, sharing with you another creation from MK Gun Mods that was a custom build for me. This is a gun that really should need no introduction, but this is a German MP40 machine pistol, submachine gun, whatever you would like to call it. Converted for semi-automatic closed bolt operation. It is built using an original bnz41, so Steyr 1941 part set. I would say all matching, but I think a few things like the front side hood don't. But predominantly matching kit, let's say. Original Bakelite furniture, handguard, grip, that stuff. The MP40 was a further development. Honestly, it was a less expensive and faster to produce version of the MP38, which is one of the earlier submachine guns and one of the first submachine guns to be made with a lot of stamped metal components. Prior to the MP38 and MP40, most all the SMGs of the day were made from machined, milled, forged steel, however you want to say it, such as the Thompson and the Suomi. This was kind of the first of a long line of submachine guns that was, again, stamped steel. The receiver was a stamped and rolled piece. You can see the edge here where they rolled it on itself. It was also one of the first to have a folding buttstock. This is a underfolding style, which was actually later copied for the AKS-47, the original milled. Has a 10-inch long barrel, which is very common. Fires the 9x19 Parabellum cartridge. Features 2-position rear sights. Actually, the sights are kind of interesting. This leaf is fixed, and if you need to go to longer ranges, this leaf flips up and takes its place. The front sight is more or less fixed. It might be, I think it's drift adjustable for windage. Has a sight hood on it. It's threaded. This unscrews this nut for threading, as you can see there. It's just retained on by friction. The barrel is exposed, which is interesting. There's no jacket on it. It does have this aluminum bar down here called a resting bar, which was meant to, well, rest against the side of vehicles. There's just enough room here for it to rest in a firing port, whatnot. It's the only protection one might have from the barrel's heat. There is a muzzle nut here, which unscrews and the barrel pulls off. Standard sling swivel there. Rear sling swivel, the push button for the stock here. As I said, Bakelite furniture. A push button magazine release. Swap it around here so I can pull those out. These take 32 shot, double stacked, single feed magazines. These are the later ribbed pattern. Essentially the mags were based on Sten mags. So honestly they were one of the gun's weakest points, because the Sten mags were not known for their reliability, but they were known for being very cheap to produce. Most guns were issued with 6 mags, 3 in each pouch, 1 on the left side, 1 on the right. Standard bolt system. The bolt locks in the forward position as a safety. This is something from the full auto, where if it couldn't be dropped and I fired accidentally. Now, as I said, this is a semi-automatic. It is built from an original kit with an original receiver section and original barrel and all that. It is built as a pistol. As you saw, when you cock it, the bolt goes forward. Pull the trigger. The original MP40 used a telescoping spring. What we've done here, we still have the original telescoping spring. It has been modified for a secondary spring for the bolt. And the original telespring now is actually a striker. It goes forward when you cock it. It's held back on the sear. You can see in there. And you pull the trigger. It slams forward and hits the bolt. And that hits the firing pin, which fires around. And the weapon cycles. As it is a pistol, the stock is intact, but it has been internally pinned, closed, which looks a lot better than having a 6-7 inch extension on the end of the barrel. Once the SBR work comes back on this, we can unpin the stock and have a registered SBR. Just thought we'd share. This is something you do not see. There's been a few companies that have made MP40 semi-automatics, mostly from reproduction parts, not original kits. ATI is supposed to be importing an MP40 9mm pistol manufactured by GSG. I've not seen them yet, and they're manufactured in Germany, but from reproduction parts. The price looks good on them, but they're not around yet. Hopefully they'll be out later this year. I like this one because it is built from original German parts. Costs more, but more authentic. I don't much do full autos, so when I can do these semi-automatics, they go well. I'd wanted an MP40 for a long time, as it kind of rounds out my World War II submachine gun collection. I've got the Polish PPS 43C, the Thompson, as you saw in one of our other videos, the Stens, as you saw in our videos, and so this really just kind of rounds out the World War II play set. I'd love to have a Japanese Type 100 submachine gun converted to semi-automatic, but you can't get those parts kits. They're just not available. So they are what they are. But yeah, this is an iconic World War II German weapon produced by Steyr of Austria in 1941. These were manufactured right up until the end of the war in 1945. Many were produced. They were very successful. I said the weakest point is probably the Sten style magazine, but the gun itself was fired very controllable thanks to the telespring. Very controllable rate of fire. They're plenty accurate for what they were. Just thought we'd share kind of an interesting custom build from NK Gun Mods. I'm very pleased with how it turned out, and feels just like an original because it is built from original parts, and the semi-automatic conversion left a lot of the original features intact, such as the telespring, which I'm very, very happy that we were able to do. Well, thank you for tuning in.